While beacon technology is still in its infancy, there are some potential roadblocks that retailers may face, causing the technology not to make it past the chasm of its adoption lifecycle. One of these challenges is that beacon technology does not work without an application. Users either need to develop their own app or adopt an app like Shopkick that partners with multiple retail outlets. If retailers are successful in getting them to download the app, they face having to provide continued incentives to keep their branded app installed on the shopper's device. Studies have shown that if shoppers don't like the app, they won't use it and they'll quickly delete it. Consumers have to find utility within an app in order for it to maintain a place among the limited retail space on your smartphone home screen. While this may be a smaller challenge, consumers will also need to develop new habits with respect to how they shop. Beacons may have the ability to send banner ads across your phone to inform you of a deal being offered. But how many of us shop with our phone buried at the bottom of a purse or deep within your pant pockets? In order to get shoppers engaged with their products in-store, a paradigm shift will be necessary to alter the habits of most shoppers today with respect to the use of a device while browsing. How will retail marketers address these issues as beacon technology continues to develop? One might argue that the limited adoption of QR codes and scanners was due in part to the effort a customer had to put in to start engaging. Another potential challenge retailers will need to consider comes from the perspective of implementation. Since beacons use small radio signals to communicate, they are susceptible to interference from other devices in the store. Fundamentally, beacon technology is cheap and easy to install and does not require the use of a Wi-Fi network to work, although retailers may need to consider offering that in conjunction with their beacons in order to make full use of the advantages it provides. Currently, 34% of retailers do not have a Wi-Fi network their customers can tap into. Another, and possibly the most significant roadblock retailers face in achieving desired adoption rates relates to the security and privacy of customer information. There is a growing concern that as technology advances to provide customized solutions for the people's needs, information is being shared about who we are, what our buying history is, and what we're likely to buy in the future. Many people feel uncomfortable with the thought of retailers having this much information about us, and beacons would provide even more specific tracking. Beacons can provide retailers with information regarding what sections of the store you browse in most, and not only what items you buy, but what items you looked at as well. What not all consumers realize is that there are several levels of opting in one must do in order to receive the targeted advertisements retailers push out. To opt in, the customer must not only have the Bluetooth on their device enabled, but they must also have the retailer's app or another third-party app downloaded on their smartphone. As illustrated here in a March 2014 survey by Opinion Lab, 64% of U.S. shoppers said they would prefer to manually opt into in-store tracking rather than it occurring automatically and having to opt out. The majority of those polled said that their biggest concern with in-store tracking was trust. They simply don't trust retailers with their data, regardless of how it's being used. This will be the biggest hurdle retailer marketers will face through the growth of beacon technology in the coming years. The way consumers shop is changing, and the retail industry is in an arms race to keep up. Beacon technology has the potential to disrupt how shoppers engage with brick-and-mortar retailers, but will it? In the age of mobile marketing, customers are showing a significant demand for the personalization of products and even advertising. According to a study from Infosys, 86% of consumers and 96% of retailers said personalization has at least some impact on the purchasing decision. Data collection is a vital component to arming retailers with the information they need to offer customized experiences for their customers. And if used correctly, beacons can provide more specific information to retailers than what they already collect. Without competing on price, retailers are realizing that the only way to differentiate themselves is to deliver the very best in service. Indoor location technology can not only help bring in new customers, but it will help influence the purchasing habits of a retailer's already existing customers as well.